In the never-ending search for the mostest, bestest, coolest cockpits, it's up to companies like Blue Mountain and 10 years of time and grade to bring EFIS to the light sports segment and to sport aviation. Let's take a look at what Blue Mountain has for your cockpit. Greg, one of the things that people are going to ask about naturally, since these are our experimental avionics systems, are you looking at certification, and in the meantime, what kind of testing is done so they can depend on this kind of equipment?
Most of the testing that we've been doing on these has been going on for, like I said, the better part of 10 years. We have quite a suite of software tests, and we have a good crew of beta people that go out and fly this. By the time you get this code, and people have been flying it for many, many months, it's the usual software engineering stuff that's done, like DO 178, where you go through and you check everything piece by piece by piece. But there's no substitute for flight test. I mean, programmers are programmers, and they test things like programmers. Pilots can break things that programmers would never have thought that a pilot would try to do. So we do quite a bit of flight test in addition to normal software test. We're currently not looking at cert right now. We're a small shop, and that's kind of an expensive procedure to go through. This is what we do. We started in the experimental market, and this is what we do. This is a hobby that went bad, as I say. You know, I originally built the first one of these for my airplane, and it just kind of kept growing and growing and growing. And we like dealing with home builders. We like dealing with people who put things together and do things.
What's the installed base like right now out there? How many units do you have in the field?
Roughly about 3,500 machines in rough numbers. From my perspective, it's a good place to be because we've been building these long enough that we know certain things. Like people would say, oh, well, over here it's like, this is easy to see. This is black and white. It's like you just take it at a quick glance. Airspeed, heading, altitude. You say, well, where's my ground speed? Oh, it's over here. Oh, how come it's so hard to read? Because you don't need to know that to fly the airplane. At a glance, look, look, look.
Aero-TV is brought to you by Cirrus aircraft have always been easy to fly. Now they're easier than ever to buy. A complete line of ownership programs gives you everything you need to purchase, trade, finance, lease, insure, and warranty your Cirrus. There's even an ownership program for non-pilots. The Cirrus Access Pilot can teach you how to fly or fly the plane for you. Find out more at www.cirrusdesign.com. Cirrus, for the love of flying. Now, back to Aero-TV.
All right, back to EFIS. Menuing system is very easy to use, very obvious. We don't have anything that leads from one menu to another, to another, to another, to another. If I push engine, up, down. Settings, set your altimeter, up, down. Flight plan, checklist, autopilot. There's none of this, I have to go to here, to here, to here, to here, to here. Most pilots in the LSA market or even the experimental market, they fly less than 100 hours a year. If it's been 3 months since you've flown your airplane, you shouldn't have to go to flight safety to figure out how to fly your EFIS again. Simpler is better. You can pile on the features, but if you can't remember how to use them, what good is it?
Well, it certainly looks intuitive, and as I said before, the thing I like is you're not burying information 10 menus deep, which has been a real problem. Trying to bring a complex capability to a fairly simple menuing system, that's a trick.
Show you something really complex and difficult. Let's go over here, external nav, ILS. I will go over here and say, oh, let's see, I'm going to set my heading bug to 30 to intercept, as they have requested me, 20. I will go engage, and now the autopilot is flying the ILS. As soon as I say 722 cleared for the ILS, I push this button, it goes to ILS capture. It will then fly until the dot moves, make the turn. It now says ILS GS. It will fly at the assigned altitude until it captures a glide slope. Now you're completely coupled, and you're now flying a coupled approach. Now to fly a completely coupled approach, it took me, what, 3 button hits? If you can make it any easier than that, I'd love to know how to do it, because I want to.
Aero-TV is brought to you by
Today, there is an affordable, high-performance, easy-to-own and easy-to-operate very light jet designed with you in mind. Far less expensive than any other twin-engine jet to buy, it is also the least expensive to own and operate. It is the Eclipse 500, the jet that's easy to buy, easy to fly, and fun to own. The jet for you.
Now, back to Aero-TV.
Where do you go from here? Obviously, you've been through quite a development curve. 10 years is nothing to sneeze at, but what's the future for Blue Mountain?
what we're looking at more so than anything else is increased performance. Right now, we still have magnetics, and everybody has to have it. I consider flying magnetic heading nothing less than ancestor worship. There's absolutely no reason to do this. As the gyros get better and better and better, we'll be able to gyro compass and unload the magnetics. Once you can build a machine that's capable of gyro compassing, now we've got an INS on board. 3 to 5 years, I think they're going to get there. Also, we have a built-in autopilot that we already make. And it's an interesting machine in that it's self-tuning. It'll fly an LSA or a 12,000-pound L-39 the same way without adjusting it. Put it in and say, go do this. Nobody else does that. So more features, more automation, and higher reliability, higher quality stuff. This is an exciting time to be in avionics. This is like building laptops in the late 80s. Every year, stuff is coming out that you never thought you'd ever see.
Well, Greg, we sure appreciate your time and a chance to take a look at what Blue Mountain is doing and keep us up to date on everything that's happening in the future.
All right, Zoom. Thanks for coming by.